Does Garp need to die?
The word is yes, Carl.
But the real question going into One Piece chapter 1072 is going to be, can current Blackbeard even beat Garp? Or is Blackbeard even in the area? Maybe they don't cross paths at all. What is going on, guys? You know who it is. New World Theory here to bring you guys a Blackbeard versus Garp discussion. Of course, it's going to be the hot topic going into chapter 1072 for the next week or so. But to make the story good, of course, somebody needs to die, right? So why not Garp? I mean, with Looney Tune Luffy's new abilities, we kind of need some higher stakes in the game. Maybe even some consequences, because it doesn't seem like there's going to be many, if anybody, who can hang with Luffy in a 1v1 fight at this point. Save, obviously Blackbeard, maybe Emu if that person does get into the battle, maybe the Gorosei, but doubt it, or, of course, maybe the Admirals when we see their awakening. But honestly, we need to give Luffy a little bit more motivation to give Blackbeard kind of going down the line. But why do you say that, New World? Look, I'm glad you asked. Now, when it comes to Luffy versus Blackbeard, even though he did capture Ace, that was kind of Akainu's kill. You know what I mean? I don't know if Luffy will end up fighting Akainu in that. There's a lot of possible matchups. Maybe it's Sabo who ends up doing that. Who knows? But that beef should be with Akainu. Now, there's a couple other options here, right? Kid, with landing on Elbaf, could kind of make a rematch with Shanks if he's able to win the Giants over by telling him or telling them that he beat Big Mom. I don't know how that's specifically going to play out, or if we are also going to join Kid and his crew on Elbaf, or maybe even get there a little bit after him. We'll see. But there's a possibility that Kid re-ups his beef with Shanks. He's got no loyalty to Luffy and no reason not to go after Shanks or not to go after the next Yonko. And of course, Shanks needs to probably die by somebody's hand. So maybe it's not Blackbeard, since Shanks has been steering clear and warning everybody of Blackbeard this whole time. Maybe it's actually Kid. So again, that kind of leaves Garp maybe to fall at the hands of Blackbeard and give Luffy that external motivation. Or maybe it actually is the catalyst of Dragon coming into play. I kind of like that better than it forcing Luffy's hand. But again, we need another catalyst or more consequence when it comes to the story. I would love to get a little bit more into Blackbeard's powers and what could possibly happen with a Blackbeard versus Garp clash. But I do want to save a little bit of details for some of the videos I have going forward. But I do think, obviously, Garp has Conqueror's Haki. He would be a formidable opponent for anybody else. But we have actually, depending upon who you have, in your ranking system with Rayleigh or Garp, who you have above who, we kind of already know that, if we're counting Rayleigh out of the game, Garp is more than likely out of the game as well. As a matter of fact, they were calling Garp retired and washed up pre-time skip. So maybe he had long foregone his, supposed title or, his supposed strength in the series. Now, you guys know I like to make these videos quick. I don't want to add a whole bunch of filler information or anything like that. But lastly, Blackbeard could not even be close to the area. We know he was just fighting Law. They're kind of bouncing around. Who knows where Blackbeard's headed next? Garp could actually find himself maybe even running into a couple of different members of the Blackbeard Pirates, or none at all. Hell, it could be Kuzan is the one who has to kill Garp, maybe as a final loyalty test to Blackbeard. And maybe Garp is, not necessarily a part of Sword, but kind of maybe slightly associated with it, or at least knows what's going on. And Garp sacrifices himself for basically the greater cause to keep Kuzan or Aokiji rather's not necessarily identity a secret, but to kind of continue to keep him on the side he needs to be on for the time being. I think that would be an excellent part of the story if Garp were to sacrifice himself, but it would make for an unnecessary beef with the Straw Hats and Kuzan. And as I've said before, Kuzan's one of my favorite admirals, so I don't want to kind of see him go through that BS. But let me know what you guys think. Again, somebody needs to die, right? So why not Garp? Or maybe you guys think nobody dies. You know, it could be another Pell situation. We don't really get many deaths in the story at all. So let me know in the comments your thoughts, your predictions. We'll probably get in another video. Expect a video every Tuesday going forward, and maybe an extra video kind of thrown out sporadically in the week. But once again, that's going to do it for me, guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is New World Theory, once again, signing out. And lastly, if you've made it to the end of the video, we're going to pick one winner for a One Piece t-shirt. So just leave in the comments. I'll pick a comment, and then we're going to have to kind of get to each other on Twitter or something like that. I'll message you on YouTube, and we'll go from there. But comment, what do we do? Hashtag RIP Garp, and I'll pick from one of the comments there. Put that anywhere in your comment, or just comment that alone. That's all you have to do to qualify, and the winner will be announced next video. So once again, guys, this is New World Theory. Peace.